Sit back and throw one back with your pinky in the air and a middle finger to the world, and join me, the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, as we look back on this day in pro wrestling history. But before we do, put that drink down, like, share, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get our wrestling history on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is September 5th, and we're going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. 1935, Ray the Crippler Stevens. 1987, veteran indie wrestler A.R. Fox. Of course, on the flip side of that coin, your pro wrestling deaths for September 5th. 1987, former Worldwide Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, Scott Irwin. Alright, enough of the sad stuff. It's time to get to the meat and potatoes. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for September 5th. Jumping in the Wayback Machine and starting in 1968, where we see Bob Geigel and Bob Brown defeat Ron Etcherson and Sonny Myers in Kansas City, Kansas to win the NWA North American Tag Team titles. Grabbing my best polyester suit and going to the 70s, 1973, Terry and Ron Garvin defeat Tojo Yamamoto and Johnny Martin in Nashville, Tennessee to win the NWA Mid-American Tag Team titles. Our final stop in the 70s, 1979, Mike George defeats Mr. Wrestling 2 in Shreveport, Louisiana to win the Mid-South Wrestling Association North American Heavyweight title. Grabbing my boombox and going to the 80s, 1982, Kevin Von Erich defeats King Kong Bundy to win the World Class Championship Wrestling's America Heavyweight title. Moving to 1990, Clash of the Champions 12 takes place in Asheville, North Carolina at the Civic Center and is aired live on TBS, with the main event of NWA World Champion Sting defeating the Black Scorpion, Al Perez, under the mask. After the match, a second and larger Scorpion appeared on stage, claiming to be the real Scorpion. The angle would drag on until Starrcade in December, when the Scorpion would finally be revealed as Ric Flair. The show is also notable for Kevin Nash's pro wrestling debut. And last but not least, 1991, Clash of the Champions 16 takes place in Augusta, Georgia at the Civic Center, nicknamed Fall Brawl, with the main event of Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko, later nicknamed the Enforcers, defeating Rick Steiner and Bill Kazmaier in the finals of a tournament to crown new WCW World Tag Team Champions. Previous champions, the Steiner brothers, had to vacate the belts when Scott was sidelined with an injury. Those were your super short but super sweet pro wrestling history highlights for September 5th. I'm the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.